I know we ended with Iggy and leaving the hospital. We gave a little bit of information, so if you haven't watched that video, definitely watch that one first. But give us a wrap up. We left him at the hospital.
Yeah, so we drive back. It's about an hour and a half drive. It's on the west side of Knoxville. They're like the only place around that did 24-hour care. It's an emergency room and all that. So they put this on, her tail, as you saw.
It's supposed to last for 48 hours.
Yeah, so we were supposed to have this on for 48 hours. So Iggy's knocked all the way out, like Cheech and Chong level stoned on the way back.
So we thought she had to pee because of how she was
trying to sit down.
But she forgot how to sit down.
Yeah,
she was so high.
She was out there. So Space Cadet. So she didn't move the entire ride back. She was sleeping, snoring the whole 9 yards all the way home. And I go to get her out of the back of the Jeep. So I go to get her out, and when I get her out, this that they insured me would stay on and would not come off.
I've specifically said, what's the difference between us putting a wrap on and you putting a wrap on? Because we've done this, and it falls off.
Yeah, so they insured me that it was going to be okay. So this was laying in the back of the Jeep still, and they insured me that they said, oh, we'll get it stuck for sure, 100%. And so we're back at the house. The girls had dentist appointments that day. Like, we've been at it since early that morning. And it was now like 9:30, and we were about to take off and go back. And I ended up calling them, and I was like, "Look, man, like I really want to take care of this, but like I don't know if we can make it back there tonight,
like safely."
Yeah.
I don't believe in pushing yourself if you're tired
to drive
to endanger yourself and other people.
Yeah. So they said, so I had this long conversation with them about how to do it. And I said, I feel like I can replicate this, here at the house. And I told them about, that I'd been using the sticky Ace Bandage stuff. And they was like, well, don't use that. And I'll get back around to that here in just a minute. So we ended up coming up with a way, and it stayed on and all of that. They
walked you through how to wrap it.
Yeah.
They said, quote, you could literally put a sock on it. Like, that's how...
Yeah.
little they seem to care, which they're great. They're great.
Yeah.
But I mean, at first I was wanting to make sure that I did everything for Iggy to keep her safe, but then I was like, I don't know if I could safely get her there. So I'm beating myself up as a dog owner, you want to do the best for her. And when she said you could literally put a sock on it, I was like, oh.
Yeah. So I realized at that point, they told us that this was just for protection, that it wasn't for anything else, and then that's why they said that about the socks. So once I found that out, I was like, oh, okay, well, I can definitely do this. So I wrapped it up and everything. Well, remember that I said that they told me not to use the sticky Ace Bandage stuff. This is the sticky Ace Bandage stuff. It's the same thing, but it's green. So they actually used the thing they told me not to use. I'm actually just now realizing there is a literal splint inside of this thing.
There's a doggy splint?
Yep. That's what we've been doing.
Do you hear something?
It stayed on. Iggy's snoring right now with her eyes open, I think. But it stayed on. We've been making sure that she hasn't been, moving around, that she's remained mostly immobile. And, of course, the medication has helped that.
No, we have made one of us basically be on house arrest. One of us adults are here at all times. Literally, we sleep with her to be sure that she sleeps a certain way so she's not getting to her tail and, messing with it when she's not supposed to be. We walk this dog outside holding her tail so she doesn't whack it on anything.
She's been on 24-hour surveillance.
She's being monitored.
Yeah, so, it's been a job. So where we're at right now is the tail wrap that we had to come off, so we took it off.
And it looks, shocking when you see it. It looks like... The only thing I have, to compare it to is when I got in a four-wheeler wreck and I got thrown and ran in some gravel on my back.
Yeah, it looks a lot like floor burn, road rash, that kind of stuff. That's what it looks like. So it wasn't there's no actual like wounds.
Cut.
Like it wasn't sliced or cut. We originally thought she cut it on an intake at the Airbnb, but actually now what we realize is that there was a narrow hallway there, and she was probably beating it up against that the whole time, and that's kind of what did it. So it's more like it's almost like you've rubbed it over and over and over again, and it's became raw and then started to bleed.
So she's on antibiotics, pain medicine, and
anxiety medication. Yeah. So that's basically where we're at now. And
we're definitely one of us at home at all times for the next 7 days. Have you all seen a dog's tail though, without fur on it?
Yeah, it's
it's beautiful, baby. Everything about you is gorgeous. Say bye. Okay, bye.